Taco loves his gunpla underneath the summer sun. Building with Yoshi, it's a hobby full of fun. Colors fly together, robots rising tall and grand. With each new creation, they explore an endless land. Gundam shining bright as chats keep rolling strong. Taco shares his wisdom with the friendly sing-along. Build your dreams, piece by piece. Join the fun, never cease. Taco and Yoshi, guiding through. Gunpla joy for me and you. Yoshi's got the paints, making art that truly close. Spinning tales of battles where the universe rose. Piece by little piece, teaching everything they know. Questions get answered, happiness is set to go. The camera's flashing bright, capturing each moment's grace. Building dreams in plastic, smiles on every face. Build your dreams, piece by piece. Join the fun, never cease. Taco and Yoshi, guiding through. Gunpla joy for me and you. Come and join the live stream, where building's never routine. Taco's got the rhythm, Yoshi's got the beat. We'll learn together, where passion and skill meet. Build your dreams, piece by piece. Join the fun, never cease. Taco and Yoshi, guiding through. Gunpla joy for me and you.
Sorry about that, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Little technical difficulty there. Accidentally hit out of the StreamYard when I didn't mean to. Hope everyone's doing well on this Saturday morning. As we're going to do some little bit of painting, a little bit of sanding, and some panel line work, and that will be our stream most likely. Unless we get a little time, we might start the shoulders. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the hands. I'm going to be using the soft tipped markers from Dspiae. It is number 7 of their metals, the gunmetal one. So what you'll see is it's a pointed tip, but it's a brush rather than like a thick chisel or a sponge. This is kind of almost like you could see the threads in it. Well, probably not on camera, but well, maybe a little bit. But yeah, so that's how that looks. And so we're going to paint the hands with that, and then I think we're going to use the silver for the armor part of it. So what I love about these markers is they go on so smoothly. And between the side, which will give you the longer paints, or the tip, which will give you a little bit more precision, you've really got full coverage with this marker, versatility. And that's why I think I prefer these over the Gundam markers, because I find you get way more coverage and smooth coverage compared to the Gundam markers, which are streaky in my opinion at best. It just goes on so smooth. Make sure we get full coverage here. So I'm not so worried because anything like that I don't hit, you can kind of chop up to uh, getting hit or some, some battle damage. I should have looked ahead of time and done any sanding I needed to do first, but oh well. Now we just paint in here, this side. And there you go. You got the metal hand there. We're gonna let that one dry. This one we're actually gonna sand down any places that we have to sand, which is right there. So I'm gonna start with a 800 grit. And we're just gonna go across that till those nubs are gone. Like so. Got a little bit on both of those. A little bit. I hope everyone's doing well. These Saturday morning streams tend to be hit or miss. So that's why I'm kind of doing more of like a panel lining and like other like finish work rather than working on the build. So piece has a little bit as well. Or is that? That's the same. Got a little bit there. So probably should have done 600, but the 800 is slowly getting it there. All right. Now that we've done that, get to our 1,000. And that one. And there's this one. Sand that all down to make it nice. And we're going to have one big sanding thing that we're going to try and work on today too. And that's that headpiece where I kind of used that makeshift putty that I made and painted it, and the paint didn't turn out well. And I've done numerous sandings on it, but nothing that would make it look nice. It's over here. All right, with our balancer. There we go. And this side. Nice and shiny. We really don't need to get that shiny because we're painting it, but it does help. And I finally remembered to bring like a toothbrush head down just to clean out all the dust from sanding. There we go. Now it's ready to be painted. But we gotta maneuver fingers so that we can get to all of them. There we go. Oh, marker's right here. So I hope everyone's having a good morning. I slept pretty well myself. Got a good 6 to 8 hours, so I can't complain. All right, there's that. Ooh, it's windy outside. It's making the sunlight kind of weird in here. I really love these Dspiae markers. I need to get the full set because they are simply amazing, in my opinion. And I wish I would have known that ahead of time and gotten those instead of the Gundam markers. So that's one of my tips of the day. Get the Dspiae markers over the Gundam markers. I really have started not like having like plain gray on my projects or on my models because I feel it's like a cop out, like oh, it's metal or some type of it's something. And so we're just going to make it gray because we don't know what to do with it. Like they could make these black. They could. There's a lot of things they could do to make it. You know, they could use like a silver form or some type of metallic uh, form, but they don't. Don't know why. All right, we're gonna let that dry um, before we hit it with the silver or the silver tech color. All right, so we got these arms, we got panel line, and then we got this head to try and fix. So I think we're going to start with the panel line first. So what we're looking for is indentures or indented lines to follow with this tiny, tiny tip. And I'm using a brown marker for red. It's something about it. It works best with the shadowing, where black comes off too dark and gray just doesn't look right. And so you use a brown on your reds and yellows and oranges. Or if you want to give your Gundam like a dirty type look, it also works good on whites. You give it that kind of like dirty look. But we're going with something. We're just going with a standard model type look for this one, I believe. Not going to do any type of weathering or anything like that. I'm not ready to do anything like that. I'm trying to find all the lines. And if I miss a spot or it's too thick, I can use my hand to kind of wipe away some of it. Here we go. You don't really want the darker the line, the more cartoon-ish it's going to look. Really, with this one, the dark red, you really cannot see much of the panel line. I mean, it pops a little bit more, but it definitely doesn't overshadow the red. These pieces are so smooth that my marker wants to dance off of them. Okay, we got all of that. Got that. Put that in there. Got that. Got that. Got that. Just making sure. Go through, double check, make sure you got everything you were supposed to get before you move on to the next section. Wipe. Is it? So what you're trying to do is you're not only is it shadowing, but it's also showing different parts or the different armor sections. And someone told me once you can never do enough panel lining, but I believe there's a point somewhere that it becomes too much, I would say. But that's for you to determine. I just like to rub my finger against each line I do to really minimize how much ink goes into those parts. We got that. And we got this one here. We got some seam lines technically up here. And I think I'm gonna grab the gray and the brown marker, just because or the gray and black marker. I'm just not sure which I like more for this metal. We're gonna try and do some black and some. It's really weird. Some black, some gray. Let's see what works best. For this, we're going to line that with some black. And that black really pops. I kind of like the black for this, I think. I mean, there isn't much lining on this metal stuff, but the parts you can do, I think it stands out pretty nice. And then we got this rounded area here. As we go over that. It's nice and easy. Do a little bit thicker of a line here, just because it's a pretty bold piece. And so I'm just giving it that extra dimension, making it sound like I actually know what I'm doing. That's with the black on. See, it really, like from the side, you see it really stand out. Not so much from the top, but like if you did a comparison side, here, you really notice the black one compared to this gray one. So we're going to continue with the panel lining. No, it's not the most exciting thing for you guys, but it is a part that really makes your models stand out. All right. There we go. This is the last one I need to do. Yeah, and that looks great. We've got both sides. A little seam here. Is there? All right. Oh, it's hard to tell. I'm just going to leave that. I don't want to go crazy. Hey, John, hope you're doing well. Welcome. We're doing some panel lining, some sanding repair, and a little coloring in certain spots. We're trying to make our model pop a little bit today. doing some of that little finishing work that really makes it stand out. As I was explaining earlier, for like the darker grays and metals, probably best to use the black. And then for reds, yellows, you end up using the browns. And the lighter blue, light gray, you end up using a darker gray color. All right, is that everything? Looks like everything. Got that sign, got that sign. We're looking good, but we still got to panel line this whole part. And that's where our panel lining is a slow, slow process. So you're just trying to find any indentures, lines, and you're just going over it with the marker. Now, the real skilled people, they will actually deepen their paneling, like the indentures, or they'll create ones of their own. And that I couldn't visualize that. At least for me, that would be tough to visualize. So what you try to do is you go part by part to get the panel lines done. And you just wipe, and what paint you want or part of the marker you want to stay in will stay in. Wiping with your hand does not really work for the pour type or the what's it called? The Tamiya panel line. It doesn't work really good for that. But otherwise, it works pretty good. Go. These panel lines are very, very subtle on this one. Almost too subtle. But going black on this would be a big mistake because it would really, I think, overshadow the actual pieces. Yeah, it's in my opinion, at least. So, but definitely gotta get more of those Dspiae markers because they just do a great job with the metal. Hey, Simatusu, I cannot, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna call you Shim because I'm horrible at pronouncing names. But let's see here. Fun fact, I purchased a second Master Grade Strike Freedom. I'm guessing that's supposed to be the Master EX version from D-Band. That's awesome. I've never done a D-Band or D-Band model, but I have been tempted if I had the money and I'd be assured that the quality was there. I would love to get the perfect grade unicorn perfectibility. But then it would also be another one that I would feel the need to get LED lights for, and also water slides. It just turns into a big, big money pit that I could. It's metal build version. Okay. Well, I've never done a metal build, so I'm curious of what that will be like for you. I hope you'll have to tell me as you're doing it what you think of the metal build. I've only done standard plastic. I think that's pretty much all the lines. You got this one. There's like a subtle one here, but it's hard to line. I got a little bit of a line in. A very subtle line. Got one line here, which I don't think I got on the other mouse, so I'll have to go back and get that. Because it goes all the way around. It's not making mistakes left and right, but that's all right. Use a little bit of a hand to knock things down. I missed quite a bit on that one. All right, I think that's good. Well, we got these side ones right here that I always forget. There, and there. Use that brush because for some reason I got all dust. All right, there we go. Now we gotta go back and do these because I apparently forgot them. Got those. And I didn't get this line either. I really missed the mark on this one. There are some weird marks on this piece. Almost like it wasn't a good quality piece, which has me a little bit worried, but it's not in a stressful area, so you should be fine. There we go. We got those done for the most part. We got to do a little black on the areas that I missed. I'm buying a second copy because the third-party Proud Defender will be released on November. It's awesome. And I'll have my own knockoff Mighty Strike Freedom. Yep, exactly. I'll be curious if so you can keep the metal one, the regular Strike Freedom, and then your old plastic one is going to be the Mighty Strike, or vice versa. My only worry would be interacting the metal one with the the plastic Proud Defender. Like if you have to do any modifying, that could be an issue. Okay, that worked. So the milked feed series on. Yeah, I'd say Seed probably has the most models for it. It seems like they dominate all the areas of Gunpla. I mean, I guess you could go original series with. Sorry, adjust my mic there a little bit. I guess you could go with the main series with the Zaku's and everything like that, and how many releases the regular Gundam. But like the modern one, I'd say Seed is the one that they've just pumped out. Because they have the Astrays. Wow, I am doing a horrible job on this one. Let's see if the toothbrush cleans that up for me. Yep, I cleaned it up. A little bit too much, I think, but that's all right. All right, we got those done. Let's see how tacky this is. This is pretty set. I'm just gonna move these out of the way so I can get this. And since I don't have a silver Dspiae marker, I got to use these Gundam markers for this. These, I am not a fan of how they come out. It just, I don't know. It's so streaky. Even if you go in one direction, it's just streaky. Uneven streakiness. Yeah, I'm not liking this at all. I think this is going to be like a base coat, and then I'm just going to do a dry brush of the chrome over it. Let's see if I can just wipe off all this. What I got to trying to see what I got to kind of wipe it off with. Don't just have paper down here, do I? Let's see if this tape will work. Hello, River. Hope you're doing well. Welcome from the Twitch side. I'm still fairly new on Twitch, so I don't have much of a following on Twitch, but it's always great to see people when. Yeah, that's already fully ingrained in there. Wow, that dried fast. Okay, what we're going to do. Finishing 3 girl poa on 4 days. Wow. I've been all right. Hope you've been doing well. And hope everyone is, if you're in that storm area, safe and sound, and that like your house is good. Kind of a crazy thing that they have that's going on, and I've seen where they've already said dozens of people have lost their lives, so that's sad. I do not have, I must have taken that brush up with me. Oh well, I do have these chrome. I think I'm going to start with the chrome and then get just chewed up a bit. I'm getting chewed up a little bit. I need a hobby. Well, this is a good hobby. I've enjoyed it. Still doing lots of learning on it, but I really enjoy it. It really kind of takes me out of my mind. And so that's why I kind of recommend it. And if there is a stream that I did semi-recently that goes over how you can start this for very cheap. Like I did where you could do your entry one for under $20. And that included the tools. Really like this chrome marker that I got. Don't know if it's the right spot to really put it on, but it looks nice. And if you decide to try this hobby, you can also use my affiliate code or link that's in the description of my YouTube page. I gotta put it in my link tree. I haven't done that yet. Where you get 5% off your first order at P-Rex Hobby, and they're having some great sales right now. So it might be something you want to check out. Really, your first model should probably will be, I recommend a high grade, whatever one you think you would maybe like the looks of. And then you can get a basic tool set, which is what I did, for like $8 on Amazon, if not cheaper or a little bit more, depending on how much stuff you want. But it gives you the essentials, which is big. Kind of blotchy today. I think it's because I haven't used this size marker yet. I've used the bigger one, and I've used the smaller one a lot, but not used this one at all. Still, it looks very shiny. It's very nice. You're not a U.S. citizen, okay? That's all right. Are you like in Asia, Europe, Canada? Where are you from? Because there are websites that you can order from anywhere to get Gunpla, or you can even go to a hobby store and buy one there. Okay, you can see this really is beat up. So we're gonna really sand this down. And then after that we'll move on to starting the shoulders if we have time. I'm trying to get rid of all the old paint on it. It's really kind of tough. I put like 2 or 3 layers of paint on that. Kind of regretting that. But it's already looking smoother, at least on that side. Can't get any pressure really over here. Let's see what it looks like. Not bad. Could be a lot worse. Really trying to smooth off as much as possible. I think that's where that seam is, so that's why it's staying that red. Really trying to get as much paint off as I can, so that goes back to its original color. And with the sanding, it should hopefully really look nice again. The sanding's doing its job. It's really smoothing it out. Like, it's really smoothed out the whole thing. There's that top part there where the filling was that just doesn't look right, but that's all right. And bring in the 600 grit just to do a couple of swipes. Really get some of the areas that we couldn't really get good at. Come on. Perfect. Let's see. Can't get that putting a lot of pressure on those antennas, which is they're in the way. Got a lot of red still right here. Just trying to get as far in as possible to get as much of that off. Let's see. Yeah, that's done a pretty good job. There's just this little bit here that still has a ripple to it. Where our putty was. We've really smoothed this down as much as possible. Gotten a lot of the paint off, but there's still a good amount on there. Trying to really get into this area here. Get this paint off. It's like I don't like that there's a spot. And I'm hitting this antenna way too much. I don't like that. That determine whether it's smart to move on or keep going. There's this little bit left. It might be where the seam was. Yeah, it's partly where the seam was, so it's just going to hold that color a little bit. I just got to sand this area more. I'm going to go back to the 400 to really get the paint off this area. Come on. All right, I think that's the best we're going to do on that side, and we got this side. And this is some repair work that we're doing. In here, like so. Wow, that got pretty good. That is as good as it's gonna get, I think. There's that little, this little spot over here. Oh, I heard something snap. Everything looks good. All right. We're not going to get crazy. Let's get our 800 just to keep it smooth. This top part. Really going over everything a little bit here. Just smooth it out. And let's see. I'm boring people, which I knew I would with this one. Like I did it in the morning when we don't have many people watching. This one, our 1000 grit. I think my hands are going to be pinkish red for most of the day now because of all the sanding. All right, green to really start brush this all dust off. See what we got working with us here. This head is really kind of ugly. It's unfortunate. That's what happens sometimes when you take risks, try something new, doesn't always pan out. And that's why I always recommend doing it on a panel that, or on a model that you don't mind taking risks on. This wasn't that, unfortunately, but I didn't listen to my own type of advice. But it is what it is. Really just trying to get everywhere. Really trying to get everywhere. And I'm hoping when I buff it, it will look a lot better. All right. Let's see. At least it's smooth now. And it is a little bit less patchy. So got that going for it. But our putty did not, the problem was I didn't let the putty really become putty. It was still kind of like mix of plastic and glue, but not the putty that it needed to be, that it is now. That I probably won't use. All right, let's get this dust off, and then we're gonna use our balancer to really try to see if we can make it look decent. All right, where's our balancer? There it is. So let's start balancing it. One unfortunate thing about this is it's rather large, so we're not going to get everywhere that we would like to get. That's good. It's getting it back to its original color a little bit. That looks decent. Hello, Mercer or McDopolis. You love your, but some of the nubs on this kit were, yeah. I've for some of those I've resorted from switching from my racer to actually doing various sanding sponges to really get some of those knob marks to go away. And even then, it wasn't perfect. All right, now we just got to go over it with the gloss, and that will give it its real shine. And that is turning out better than I thought. Much better than I thought. I mean, it is. You got little blotches here and there, but overall, it looks better than it did. Front of this head a little bit. This is hard to get. Polish everything. Yeah, it's looking all right. I can't complain. It looks a lot better than it did. Is it perfect? No. But it looks good. Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. We'll put it that way. And the hands are pretty much dry, and they look all right. Chrome's a little beat up, which is what I kind of wanted. In fact, I'm just going to put my fingerprint on it to really give it a kind of a beat up look. Because I didn't want it to be too flashy. I wanted like hints of flashiness to it, but not like completely. And now we got that. Fingers back in place. Yeah, the paint is still a little tacky, but that's all right because my touching it is actually doing a little weathering to it. So that's good. All right. That one is for this one. All right. There we go. Okay. And this one would be, if it was in the right hole, would look good. So we're getting there. We've got both arms done. This one's really loose. And the top is really stiff. Has me worried a little bit. I mean, the top is just, something's up with this top area. I might have to see what's going on because this one's smooth and this one is completely stiff. And I think it's because that chrome paint I put on there. I might have to open this up and what I'll do is I'll just take this. I don't care what grit it is and just if that won't help. Let's see. A little bit. This worries me out how fast that, it's like the joint is not even fully there anymore, but it's there. Ah, this one loosened up too. Okay. But this stiff completely. I just popped it out, didn't I? Shoot. Well, let's sand it a little bit here. Where's my, maybe a higher grit. Try to sand that out a little bit to really try and reduce that trade that's on that. I don't think I can do the chrome on it anymore because on those type of joints, I'm gonna have to take that apart, aren't I? All right. Well, this session's going to be going on a little bit longer. Because we're going to take everything off. Which is really hard to do with this one. There we go. There we go. Arms out or hands out. Come on. Get the part separator in here. I don't like this. This piece may be impossible to take off. Let's get this off. Let's go off. That slides off. Oh, there it goes. Finally, it went back into place. But it does not want to move. Do not like that. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I really should take it apart and sand it all down, but we got that movement. We got near impossible movement there. See if I can't pull this apart a little bit. See what I can do about the rest of it. I think I heard something crack. Not happy, not happy, not happy. There, back into place. This is up here that actually has to, there we go. There we go. All right, let's make this better. Fix this. All right. Down here. I can get most of it, and it should be fine. That's why I'm going with a higher grit, just to try and get at least some of it off. Come on. I'm really trying to fix this here. All right. Impossible to really get inside those. Just a little bit in here with this one. All right. Now let's put it back together and see how it goes. Still really stiff. It gets hung up on this part here. At least now I know I don't have to take the whole thing off. All right, there's that. And now we're going to go with this to really kind of smooth it down as much as possible. All right. Let's see now if it's a little bit better. Oh yeah, that's much better. Much, much better. Now it really has movement. All right. So let's get all of this back on now. And we'll do the same to the next one as well. Nothing like a little repair work. So this goes like so. Hope I have it straight on there. I don't know why this is always such a difficult piece for me. As I say, it goes on smoothly. All right. So that one goes like that. Therefore, this one goes like this. Yep. Hands in the proper space. Hello, Toasty Pineapples. I'm doing all right. Welcome from the Twitch end. Kind of new on Twitch than I am on YouTube, but it is great to have you. We're just fixing an issue I had. I painted something I shouldn't have painted, and it's preventing some movement of joints. So we're working at correcting that error. I put a chrome paint on. What I didn't realize was it stays kind of tacky, or it's not real slick. And so it ruined the movement of these pistons going up and down, which is kind of essential for one of the arm bends, the upper arm bend. So I'm just going with a high grit sand or a low grit sandpaper, or a sandpaper that has like a lot of sanding power to it. There we go. I'm going with 400 and just really trying to take the paint off. It's kind of hard to do, but getting most of it off at least. I painted parts of the kit. what I did was I did some dry brushing on the metal, and then I had painted these pistons chrome, and that was a really bad idea because the chrome paint, and part of it is I didn't let it dry either, but it geared or it caused less movement in these joints. Like here, I'll show you. Like that went down, but it's really stiff. It, like the sanding's working, but there's points where it's just getting hung up. I'm trying to find where it's getting hung up at. I'm a fairly new builder. I've only been doing this since June, so I'm still learning a lot, which means I still make a lot of mistakes. But that's what I like about my streams is you're seeing all the mistakes I make, how I kind of fix them, and it helps you prevent them from happening on yours. Now we're going to do a polish. Use everything out. The smoother, the better. That's right. There's a spot right here. It's getting hung up on. It's really, we're taking our time to really make sure we get the most off of this so that it works nicely. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be live for another, probably once I get this done and everything put back together, it's going to be the stream for this morning, and then I'll be back alive 6:30 Central Time. So look for me then. And I encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe, whatever you can do to help the channel. Let's see. A lot smoother, but it's still, I think it's actually in here that's causing some issues. What we're going to do is we'll use this to kind of try and get any chrome out of there. Let's see how that works. It still gets hung up a little bit at the top, but it's much better than it was. I'm gonna go with it. Is it still actually bends? So yeah, we're gonna go with it. As happy as I'm gonna be with it. Yeah. There we go. That bends like that. That's like that. So this one is like that. And we got the hands that don't like the. And I put that in the red dust. Now it's got like a red. What I'm gonna have to do is just rub some red into that to match it. That works. All right. We make things work here somehow. I can imagine you're going to get mixed reviews from everyone because there's always going to be issues or something with a kit. I've heard great things about this kit for the most part. Maybe a loose joint here or some stiff joints. But overall, it's been a fun build so far. You got the head and the body. Not the biggest fan of these. I don't think these turned out very well. I may actually go back and get the chrome ones if I can take it apart, but I don't think I can. So I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, it's looking good. Got pretty much nothing advanced other than we did some panel lining and we made the hands metallic and roughed up. So that worked out nice. Other than that, we didn't get much done, but that's all right. There's always next stream is going to be working on the shoulders, which seems to be a decent amount of work. It's like a good full page and almost a half. And then we go to the waist. But with how I'm trying to really smooth out all the nubs and make it look as best as possible, it's going to be a while before, well, it'll be a stream or two before we get through the shoulders. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching. Take care of one another, and I'll see you later. Thank you.
Taco loves his Gunpla underneath the summer sun. Building with Yoshi, it's a hobby full of fun. Colors fly together, robots rising tall and grand. With each new creation, they explore an endless land. Gundam shining bright as chats keep rolling strong. Taco shares his wisdom with the friendly sing-along. Build your dreams, piece by piece. Join the fun, never cease. Taco and Yoshi, guiding through. Gunpla joy for me and you. Yoshi's got the paints, making art that truly close. Spinning tales of battles where the universe rose. Piece by little piece, teaching everything they know. Questions get answered, happiness is set to go. The camera's flashing bright, capturing each moment's grace. Building dreams in plastic, smiles on every face. Build your dreams, piece by piece. Join the fun, never cease. Taco and Yoshi, guiding through. Gunpla joy for me and you. Come and join the live stream, where building's never routine. Taco's got the rhythm, Yoshi's got the beat. We'll learn together, where passion and skill meet. Build your dreams, piece by piece. Join the fun, never cease. Taco and Yoshi, guiding through. Gunpla joy for me and you.